Hello YouTube and welcome to this video about the East Empire Company. The company that has for years been a huge influence on Tamriel's trade network. This video script has largely been made with huge help from a friend of mine, the wiki user named Grandmaster Jauffre. He makes regular lore posts on the wiki and even has his own covering lore series, which is basically like a video of mine, just instead of you watching a video, you read it. So go read that. Because sitting behind your computer all day makes you stupid, and that is what my mom used to say, so it must be true. So read those things on a phone, okay? A small catalogue of his covering lore series is down in the description, and with that said, let's just kick off with the video. The East Empire Trading Company is a company loyal to the Empire. It was founded in the Third Era, presumably somewhere around the year 134 of the Third Era, although possibly earlier. The Emperor Sephorus Septim reigned at this point of history as Tamriel's Emperor. And due to the favor of the Emperor, who charters the company and appoints its directors, the company is one of the most prosperous factions in Tamriel, being allowed to set the taxes for import and export of goods, while also profiting from the sole authority to trade in certain materials within the Empire, such as flint, ebony, glass and dwarven artifacts. The company provides stock certificates to those who prove their value to the company. Stock certificates are typically written and signed by the East Empire Company factor. These stock certificates are worth a number of gold and can be used to, for example, pay off bounties. In the year 427 of the Third Era, during the events of Morrowind, the Nerevarine could actually encounter the East Empire Company in two locations. In the city of Ebonheart, where the Duke of Vvardenfell and the company's main warehouses were located, and on the island of Solstheim. Because of the favor of the Emperor, alongside the wealth of the company itself, the company held a large influence in the administration of Duke Faramdren. The company presumably worked with another company, chartered by the Emperor, known as the Caldera Mine Company. This company was located in the village of Caldera, and held the richest ebony deposits in the entire world. Because of the company's investments, Caldera became a prosperous town, and was assumed to keep getting richer as the mining operations grew. The charter holder of the Caldera Mining Company was Cunius Pelelius of House Lalu. In the year 427 of the Third Era, Carnius Magius, the East Empire Company factor of Solstheim, was ordered to find the location of Solstheim's rich ebony deposits and build a village on that location. It became known as Raven Rock. Carnius was in conflict with his second in command, Falco Galenius. While Carnius was typically trying to gain the most profit out of Raven Rock, Falco also wanted the people to be actually happy who lived there. Eventually, the village was built either way, while either Falco or Carnius was killed. Raven Rock would provide the Empire with a steady income for years to come. And in the early Fourth Era, Dunmer from House Redoran asked the company entrance to the village due to the losses of the Dunmer during the Oblivion Crisis. In the year 5 of the Fourth Era, the Red Mountain erupted, effectively killing off the vast majority of the Imperial garrison at the Imperial Fort of Frostmoth, on which the village of Raven Rock depended on its protection. The company had constructed a wall to defend the village from outside threats. However, the eruption of Red Mountain resulted in the destruction of this wall. With most of the guard force dead and the wall destroyed, Brera Morvain proposed to bring the Redoran Guard in to replace the fallen soldiers, to which the company hastily agreed. At the same time, the eruption of Red Mountain had resulted in ash storms. Brera Morvain proposed to build a wall, the Bulwark, to keep the ash out. The company not only agreed to this idea, but actually funded that idea themselves, after which the people of Raven Rock could go back to living their normal lives. In the year 10 of the Fourth Era, the miners on Raven Rock came upon a crypt. One of the employees, Gratian Corellius, was asked to investigate the crypt, alongside his assistant, Mullius. When the two arrived in the crypt, they discovered that it was in fact an ancient Nordic barrow, known as the Bloodskull Barrow. They soon found a unique blade known as the Bloodskull blade. However, when they took it from its pedestal, they were ambushed by Draugr. Milius died directly from the Draugr, while Gratian actually died from his wounds. Presumably to cover up the incident, the East Empire Company just claimed that Gratian and Milius died from a rockfall. There is actually a quest in Skyrim that deals with this quest and one of the ancestors of Gratian. In the year 16 of the 4th era, Skyrim offered up Solstheim to the Dunmer people of Morrowind, who at the time were already almost independent, if not completely independent, from the Empire. As such, the East Empire Company had to hand over their control over the mines to House Redrun, who had assumed control over the island. Due to the change of power, the majority of the imperial population of the island actually decided to leave Elraven Rock. In the province of Skyrim, in the present, things are more difficult. The company is at this time headed by Vittoria Vici, cousin of the Emperor. As a small piece of irony about her character, Vittoria states that she does not owe her position as head of the company due to her cousin being the Emperor, but this is proven false by the custom of the company to have the Emperor actually appoint his board of directors. However, she could with this imply that she just got her job from the Emperor because he knew that she was the most qualified person for the job. As of the 201st year of the 4th era, we know that Vittoria Vici denied a request for the company by Fetis Alor, a Dunmer from Solstheim. He had made a request to Vittoria Vici to purchase his business for the company. However, Vittoria, seeing the business as a bad investment, declined. In Skyrim, the Thieves Guild tried to gain influence in the affairs of the company, but these proved ultimately to be unsuccessful. But this is just one of the problems that the company was facing, because at the same time the entire company was suffering from pirate raids by the Bloodhawkers, a band of pirates. And because the company did not know where the Bloodhawkers operated, and because Skyrim was in a civil war, this was a conflict the company had a very hard time dealing with. There is actually a quest in Skyrim dealing with this. With the Imperial Legion being the armed force of the Empire, which also defends the company initially asked them for aid, as they serve the mercenary forces of the company. But with Skyrim's Legion forces actually fighting the Stormcloaks at this point, and the majority of the army lying in wait at the Cyrillic border for Altmeri attacks, the company was unsuccessful in gaining many mercenaries from the army. The pirates took a heavy toll on the company. They raided their supplies from Hammerfell to Vardenfell, resulting in a great loss of coin and resources. They eventually discovered that the pirates were located at Jeppet's Folly, an island in the Sea of Ghosts, which they then besieged from the sea and then exterminated the pirates. Upon defeating the pirates, the company could trade as they had always done. Solitude's warehouse was reopened. However, Windhelm's office was now only used for paperwork instead of trade, with the company no longer docking ships at Windhelm, presumably as a result of the Skyrim Civil War, but we're not sure. According to Reslan, an East Empire official you meet at the Thalmor embassy party, the Thalmor hold great influence in the trading business of southern Tamriel, and that the only way to do business on the south of the continent is by cozying up with them. He does not, however, state what the reason for this is, although it could be the power of the Dominion's navy or possible trade sanctions between the Empire and the Dominion. Ironically, despite the Thalmor having major influence on the trade of southern Tamriel, the East Empire Company and the Thalmor have not yet signed any major deals, despite the Thalmor having considerable wealth and their desire to expand their shipping. This is because of the great dislike between the Empire and the Dominion, and possible trade sanctions between the two. Well guys, thanks for watching. This was the video about the East Empire Company, and it was made in collaboration with Grandmaster Jauffre, a wiki user. He actually made, as I said before, a lot of lore posts, and also does his own covering lore series, which is a sort of blog where he just makes entire lore, I was almost to say videos, but they're essentially like my videos. They're just posts and it's basically a video but without me reading them. I mean, you should check it out. I mean, if you don't have like earphones and you still want to do lore on like a bus or a train, you can read his lore posts. So go to the comments or the description and click on his lore articles. Okay, good. Well, if you liked the video, give it a like, subscribe, And for personal contact with me, there is my Instagram and Discord in the description. Also in the description is my Patreon, and on there you can support me in a more personal way, but you of course never have to do that. If you support my Patreon, there is your name at the end of every video and a special rank in my Discord if you decide to join it. So, with that said, I will see you in the next lore video.